Food is life, and it is on the basis of this that every single human on the planet look for food for survival. Because food is the foundation of our growth and healthy living, yet it is affected by a series of avoidable dangers from every angle. We can strengthen our food systems and change the narrative through a new approach to improved food availability and healthy diet.
Welcome to Urban Family Farming,
where we explore the exciting world of urban farming. Learn how to transform your living space into a green oasis with our expert tips and tricks. Join us on a journey towards sustainable living and discover the joy of growing your own food in the heart of the city.
Hello, I welcome you all back to this YouTube channel, Urban Family Farming Community. I know it's been a while, but we are back now with powerful educating episodes. In this series, we are going to learn how to select seeds for your home garden. We are going to learn where to select quality seeds. We are going to learn how to plant, using containers, how to maximize the little space you have in your house to grow vegetables for yourself and family. You're also going to learn how to make nutrients at home and compost. You also learn new techniques of irrigation, that is how you can provide water for your home garden all year round. You are going to learn ways of controlling pests, how you can control pests, that is integrated pest management. We're also going to learn seasonal urban farming challenges and solutions, so stay tuned.
Hello there, you're welcome once again. My name is Farmer Nathaniel. On today's episode, we are going to be discussing a very interesting subject matter: selecting the perfect plants for urban spaces. One of the characteristics of urban spaces is that they are limited for size. So you do not have as much space as you would have had maybe in a farmland or other areas. We are going to be looking at selecting the best crops for the urban space or your urban garden or your home garden. One of the considerations you have to look at is the lifespan of your crop. In selecting the crops you are going to use, you are going to have to select crops that have a shorter lifespan, ranging from 1 month to 4 months. That is, by the time you are planting them to the time you are harvesting is between 1 month and 4 months. Why do we suggest that? We do that in the sense that you can have a shorter life cycle and then you can harvest multiple times within a year. Another consideration we take for selecting crops for your urban spaces is that they must not take up too much space. We had earlier mentioned that urban gardens are limited for space. So in selecting the crops you are going to use, they must not be crops that have too much space. Those kind of crops, we are looking at crops like vegetables, like your ugu, your efo tete, shoko, and the likes. They do not consume so much space. Those are kind of the crops that you want to plant in your urban garden. After selecting the best crop, we are now going to have to look at selecting your seeds. Can any seed work in your urban garden? No. We are going to look at the importance of seed selection in our urban gardens. We're going to be discussing that topic under different headlines. We have open pollinated varieties and we have our hybrid varieties. I'll break it down for us to understand, okay? Your open pollinated varieties are the seeds gotten from a plant that has been planted, has gotten to maturity, and the farmer decides to save those seeds. There was no interference in the pollination and all of that. Those are open pollinated varieties. What are the characteristics of open pollinated varieties? They are those that they do not have so fantastic yield. You can easily get them in the market. They are not so expensive to get. On the other hand, we have hybrid seeds. So you have orange A and orange B. Orange A is big and is not sweet. Orange B is small and very sweet. Now, a breeder goes to say, how can I get an orange that is both sweet and big? That is the process of hybridization. So the breeder looks at, how can I take the qualities of this orange that is big and the quality of the other orange that is sweet and make it into one orange that is both big and sweet. The resultant seed from that hybridization process is what we call a hybrid. What are some of the characteristics of hybrid seeds? Hybrid seeds have better resistance to certain diseases. Hybrid seeds, if well managed, can give higher yields than the open pollinated varieties. Where can you get hybrid seeds? Usually you can't just get hybrid seeds in the open market. You would need to go to an agro dealer to get hybrid seeds. We have a variety, as you can see in the background, of crops that you can grow in your urban garden. As you can see, this is lettuce, and it can be used in your salads, or it can just be served on your dish. Why lettuce in your urban garden? Number one, it has a life cycle of 2 months, and you have a short harvesting period, and it's something that you can use every day in your home, in your kitchen. And you can see here that it doesn't occupy so much space. So even if you have a small area, you can still grow a lot of your lettuce that will cater for your needs and for that of your family. If you look over to this side, you can also have kale for persons that have maybe medical issues. Kale is a very good vegetable for you. Kale doesn't consume too much space, and it has the ability to grow very well in tight spaces. So those are some of the crops you can grow in small spaces. You can also look at crops like ugu. Ugu is one of the most popular vegetables in Nigeria, and it has a broad applications in our soups, our stews, and the like. Ugu is also a very good example for home gardens. Now you can look at crops like efo, tete. These ones can even grow in containers, in buckets that you cut into two, in tires that you place sand inside, and you can plant those things. So they do not require so much space to give a good yield. Looking at the versatility of small spaces, it doesn't matter how big the space is. What matters is that you are able to efficiently manage those crops in the small spaces. So after taking into consideration the kind of crops you want to plant, you have to start looking at how can I combine them in that small space to maximize my yield. If you look at this system here, this is called an RODT system, responsive drip technique. So you can see that there are different lines of lettuce here. So in this small space, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines of lettuce growing. So you can adopt this kind of system in your home garden to make sure that you have more yields even in a little space. Okay, now for fruits and herbs, you have to look at the planning. So you can plan it in such a way that what are the commonest vegetables that I consume in my home? So you can now plan around that in your home garden. You can even go for container, for used jerry cans, for tires, for buckets, those kind of things. If you know what you want to grow, you can then plan around that little space for a very good harvest. Thank you very much. I remain Farmer Nathaniel.